of Worship, your source for commentary and discussion on worship, theology, and culture. I'm your host, Dr. Jonathan Michael Jones. Hi, and welcome to the Act of Worship podcast. This is Dr. Jonathan Michael Jones. Thank you for being with me today, continuing through the Psalm Project, still in the Psalm of the Songs of Ascent. And we are here in Psalm 131, which is attributed to David. Psalm 131, in this psalm, David expresses his deeply felt confidence in the Lord with this simple, clear, and yet profound prayer. It voices the trust of a close personal relationship with God. Here's 3 verses, incredibly short. So my commentary is going to be incredibly short. A minute or two, 3 minutes maybe. It is not very long. So don't expect a lengthy commentary or a lengthy expository sermon on Psalm 131. You're not going to get that today. Let me read for you Psalm 131. O Lord, my heart is not lifted up. My eyes are not raised too high. I do not occupy myself with things too great and too marvelous for me. But I have calmed and quieted my soul like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child is my soul within me. O Israel, hope in the Lord from this time forth and forevermore. So the psalmist here begins by speaking of his heart and his eyes. He says, my heart is not lifted up. In other words, I am not full of pride. My eyes are not raised too high. Some translations, my eyes are not haughty, boastful. So this verse has a threefold denial of pride in the heart, in the eyes, and in the actions. And I think it's interesting that it is in this order because that is often how pride travels. That is the trajectory of pride. It begins in the heart, goes to the eyes, and then it is revealed in our actions. My heart is not lifted up. My eyes are not raised too high. I do not occupy myself with things too great and too marvelous for me. The heart, the eyes, the actions. And that is usually the trajectory of pride. What is not mentioned here is that pride, the result is the downfall. Pride brings forth the downfall of humans, of people. And then in verse 2, I have calmed and quieted my soul like a weaned child with its mother. The psalmist draws a beautiful picture of the perfect contentment and confidence he enjoys with God. He is not like an unweaned child easily disturbed by hunger, but like a child with his mother. God, the creator of both men and women, the care and protection that is the strength of the mother is a reflection of an aspect of God's own character. And so that is how the psalmist trusts God, like a weaned child, like a child trusts his mother. Verse 3, O Israel, hope in the Lord. This is similar to chapter 130. This is an intensely personal prayer, but it becomes corporate at the end. In Psalm 130, O Israel, hope in the Lord. Same thing here. Israel, hope in the Lord. A call to all people to hope in the Lord. So this is a short psalm and a reminder that we can trust our God. In every situation, in every circumstance, we can and we should trust Him. And it is a call to all people to trust and put their hope in the Lord. Here is Psalm 131 set to music. Thank you for listening today to the Act of Worship podcast. This is Dr. Jonathan Michael Jones. soul subdued and mild. Yes, like a child who has been weaned, my soul is calmed in me. Hope in the Lord, O Israel, now